Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth where I tend to use fuck as a comma. If you're not into that or weird shit in general, bitch, this is not the place for you. Feel free to exit the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the products, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. So with the UN being in session, it has been a complete fucking nightmare in Manhattan. But by the time that you guys see it, it has already been said and done. So thankfully, I'm back to my normal commute. But the traffic has been so bad, I have been forced to take the subway. Now at nighttime, it's fucking insane because when I get to Grand Central, at this point, the platform is about 4 to 5 people deep. Which basically means, in a nutshell, is that I'm gonna have to wait at least 2 to 3, maybe 4 trains for me to actually get on. So a train comes in, a couple people get on, and then the train leaves. And this happens about 2 or 3 times. And now we're getting to the point where another train comes in, and I have one guy that's standing in front of me. Now the guy that's standing in front of me has a bag full of groceries, and most notably, a 6-pack of Coke Zero. And as the train comes in, this one's actually even more crowded, which I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. So there's literally only room for a handful of people. And of course, the guy with the groceries, he was the last person to get onto that train. Now the whole time this is going on, I had an impatient fucking creature stand behind me. And you're probably saying, how can you tell this creature was impatient? Literally, this fucking thing was so far up my ass, I could feel her in my asshole. And every few seconds, I would occasionally look back like, can you get the fuck out of me? And the creature would take a half a step back to only take another 3 steps into my body. I mean, if you're gonna try to fuck me, at least take me to dinner first. You know what I mean? But I digress. So like I said, the guy in front of me gets on. Now, technically, once that train goes, I should be able to get onto the next train. Like, that's my logic. Now, the creature behind me, I could feel it getting agitated. And she didn't like the fact that I wasn't trying to Winnie the Pooh my ass into that fucking crowded train car. So this creature decides to shoulder bump me and say,
"Move out of the way, you fat bitch."
Delicious. As the fucking creature slinked past me and tried to position itself into the train, there was this much room left to stand. And not even a fucking infant could get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no space at all. And what was really interesting about this creature is that this creature was practically in an all-white outfit, which was really fucking strange, especially riding in the subway. That's basically fashion's. So the guy with the groceries turns around and finally says,
"Ma'am, there is no room for you. You have to wait for the next train."
This creature, of course, went, I don't know what the fuck it said. And the man just turned around because he realized you can't argue with crazy. So the creature then actually puts its hands onto the guy with the groceries to try to push him further into the train car so that the creature could get on the fucking train. And at this point, I just hear the conductor saying like,
"Please don't hold the doors open. Trains are incredibly late."
Over and over and over and over and over again. So now the people in the train car are yelling at the creature to get the fuck out of the train. There's no way that this thing's gonna fit in there. Get the fuck off. Now, the creature, realizing that can't get on the train, steps off and stands directly in front of me. And now I'm like, oh, this is my time to shine, bitch. Because now I'm so fucking angry. I'm gonna tap on this thing's shoulder and give it a piece of my fucking mind. And as someone who really doesn't like confrontation, I really pick and choose my battles. So it took a lot for me to like muster up the courage to fucking yell at somebody in the subway. And so as I'm about to tap this thing on the fucking shoulder, I noticed that the train doors were trying to close, but it kept getting stuck. And as I looked, I realized train doors was actually getting stuck on this guy's groceries. So it just kept going like 10 fucking times. And I don't know why or how I deserve this beautiful gesture from the world or from the MTA subway gods, but by the 10th time that happened, next thing I know, the fucking cans of Coke Zero exploded and fucking shot out right on to this fucking creature. And what's really funny is, being a fat fucking bitch, I didn't get 1 drop of soda on me. Pretty goddamn impressive. So as this creature turned around in complete disbelief with Coke Zero all over their fucking body, specifically on their white pants, as soon as it turned around without skipping a beat, I said, "That's what you get for wearing white after Labor Day, you cunt." Props to the lady next to me who found it fucking hilarious and yelled,
"Yeah, bitch, that's what you get for trying to get on the fucking train. Get the fuck out of here.
I love that lady. God bless. I don't know where you were going, but I hope you made it home safely. The creature then, looking defeated, mumbled something under its breath and slowly walked past me and up to the stairs and out to the street level. And I've never felt so proud in my life. And that is a really good example of when karma reacts instantly. And it's days like that that make me really love New York City. Yep. On today's video, we're going to be doing a bite-sized review of holiday makeup that has come out this year. And I don't know about you guys, but you might as well start celebrating Christmas in October. So with that said, I'm going to be talking about 5 different products that I picked up because these are the products that actually interest me. Everything that has been coming out holiday-wise, maybe it's just me, but this year it's really not that exciting. So these are the 5 products that are of real interest to me. So the first set I actually picked up is from Buxom. And the interesting thing about Buxom is I've never tried Buxom before. I've heard amazing things about their lip glosses and their lip creams and all that good shit, but I've never tried it. So I figured this was probably the perfect time to try this product now. And I really like that you get a set of 8 products, 2 being lip liners, 2 lip creams, and 4 lip polishes for a total of $39. But I did have a $10 coupon in Ulta, so this ultimately came down to $29, which I thought was like a really good value. Ultimately, this is all worth $86. Of course, this interested me even more because, as you guys know, I am a basic ass bitch when it comes to lip products. Since I do crazy fucking eye looks, I never want anything to take away from that. Plus, I just really love a good nude lip. Like, I don't need whore red lipstick, although I do like it at times because I love being a whore. Most of the times I love looking like a nude ass, boring ass Becky. I can't help it. So it's actually kind of funny because I want to say that I don't really understand the difference of the lip creams to the lip polishes. And I say that because I actually did a swatch on my hand. This is the lip cream and then this is the lip polish. Honestly, these two look almost identical. I really don't see the difference in it. You know, when you think lip cream, you almost think it's going to be a lipstick. So it's actually kind of confusing that it's a gloss. I don't really understand the difference between the products except perhaps maybe the lip polish actually being a little bit more sparkly as opposed to the lip creams. I don't really know. I feel like they all have the same kind of cooling effect. Kind of has like that minty toothpaste kind of feeling. Definitely plumps up your lips, but it doesn't make it feel uncomfortable. Think of it kind of like chewing a shitload of big red gum and then going, you know what I mean? Probably the best way to describe it. You inhale and then automatically you just feel like it's just a complete cooling effect. That's exactly what this feels like. It's actually quite comfortable in the lips and I like it. It keeps me awake. Now, I'm super happy with this set. Honestly, I think it's really, really worth it, especially for the value. And I definitely think it's like a really cute like stocking stuffer gift. Even if you actually wanted to split this up amongst people, you can. I've been wearing this kind of creation, which is pretty much just the 2 colors Dolly, because Dolly is so fucking pretty. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, Dolly and Hush Hush. I love them. So fucking good. So fucking good. I have been wearing them all week. I've been getting so many compliments. Now the glosses itself, there is a little bit of stickiness to it. So especially if your hair is down and a big gust of wind comes, blows right into your mouth, your hair is going to stick to that fucking gloss. That's inevitable. But I've definitely had lip glosses that have been much, much stickier. This isn't. It's very, very comfortable to wear. I don't find that it bleeds out into the corners of my mouth. And even after a couple of drinks, it doesn't dissipate completely. I like the wear down on this. You still actually maintain a really beautiful shine throughout the whole course of it being on your lips, which is really lovely. So I am a fucking fan of this, and as soon as I get through all of these guys, which mind you, I've been wearing the one shade Dolly so much that I actually have half the product left in it. I need to get the full size of that one plus the fucking lip liner. I'm not a lip liner person, but this lip liner,
fuck me up.
It's so big and fat and comfortable, and technically you could just wear the lip liner on its own, but I think it just looks beautiful over the gloss. So I'm a huge fan of this. I definitely think out of everything that I'm going to show you today, this is hands down my favorite thing and totally worth the money. So I highly recommend checking this out, especially if you actually haven't even tried Buxom before. Definitely have converted over. I'm going to purchase a lot more Buxom in the future. That's fucking amazing. I highly recommend. The next thing I want to talk about is actually 2 products from Too Faced, but the first one being this. I had to get it, bitch. I had to. Like, I really fucking, I couldn't, like, this is so fucking cute. I can't even. I mean, oh God. All right. To be real with you, packaging wise, fucking 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of fucking 10, okay? Practicality, not so much. So when you open this little bubby up, you basically get a very weird, narrow makeup bag or drug pouch, whatever the fuck you want to put it. I'm not here to judge. You see, it's very, very, very thin. I mean, really, you can't put a lot of shit in here. Yeah, like, I mean, you can't really do too much with this. If anything, it could be like maybe a pencil pouch. I have fucking no idea. Other than it being really fucking adorable, it's just not practical to use. But whatever, who cares, right? Let's talk about the shit that's inside of it. So once we put this little guy aside, which I fucking love him, we're gonna hang you on right here. Move over, pumpkins. Oh my god, I love him. So the first thing that you get is this Gingerbread Man lipstick, which I will give you a little swatchy do right now. And the reason why I'm not wearing this color is because it obviously does not go with my eye look, but this is essentially what it is. It's a very comfortable lipstick. I found that this might be a little too jazzy for me though. I was just like, oh, this is something. This is a look right here. I don't know. I don't know if this is necessarily my color. I think it's very, very beautiful. I feel like I have to have like a completely neutral eye look for it to work. But the formula of it is actually pretty comfortable and I really do love the component. I think Too Faced packaging, if it's not overtly sexual where they're asking you to literally have semen all over your face, they have really cute fucking packaging. And this is no different. I just love the little gingerbread man. I think it's fucking perfect. I like that the lipstick's weighted and it definitely feels a little luxurious. You know, this wasn't bad. It was definitely comfortable. It's just, I don't know how often I'm going to wear it. So when you're thinking of it in that sense, it's like, oh, this is not my favorite. It's okay.
Bitch.
Oh my god. First of all, when this was fucking teased like a couple of months ago, I lost my fucking mind. One, the component is really fucking adorable. It's called Spicy Bronzer. Ooh. And this is what it looks like. There used to be some white in this highlighter, but it actually rubs off as soon as you use the product, which kind of sucks. I was hoping that it would stay forever, but you kind of see a little remnants over here, but as you can see, he's just gone. That kind of sucks. Other than that, I really love the embossing in the pan. I think it's really adorable. I love that you get a nice mirror with it. And this packaging matches not only the lipstick, but the bag as well. Now, I am not the hugest fan of Too Faced bronzers, only because I just find that they kind of pull a little too warm on me. I usually am more of a fan of cool tone options like the Fenty bronzer, but this one's actually not that bad. I don't really find this incredibly pigmented, which could be a problem for some people, especially if they really want a nice pigmented bronzer. But for me, as someone that looks like uncooked chicken, which is available now, link in the description, this makes sense to my skin tone. Also, there is kind of like a nice little sheen to it. It's definitely not glittery, but it just has a nice shine to it. So for today's look, I actually used it as a contour, a little bit on my nose, as well as like my temple area. So I definitely like the bronzer for that very reason. I know it's kind of really funny to say, it's like, because it's not really that pigmented, but I like it. It definitely pulls warm on me, so I kind of have to be mindful of that. So I don't like to even go crazy with my bronzer, but being that it is a little bit lighter with the formula, I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. I'm definitely happy that I purchased this. Do I think it's worth the money? For $39, it's a little bit on the steep end. And of course, you're really just paying for packaging overall. Like I said, the products were fine in this. I don't necessarily think that this is the best bronzer I'll ever have in my collection, nor is that going to be the best lipstick, but it's pretty good for what it is. However, $39 is a little high for this, and I recommend you getting this while it's on sale. And I believe that there's going to be another Sephora sale coming in November. So if this is technically still available, which I don't see why it wouldn't be, I say pick this up then. So the next product I want to talk about is the Hot Buttered Rum palette from Too Faced. And what's really interesting about this is that Too Faced came out with 75 different fucking holiday sets. And last year, I remember my mom getting me 2 of the holiday sets. Well, technically, she just wanted them for the makeup bag, and she was like, here, you can have this shitty makeup. And I was like, thanks, Mom. And I tried them, and I hated them. And that's why I try to steer clear from some of the holiday palettes, because usually 9 out of 10 times they're fucking hot garbage. With the exception of when Tarte came out with that goddamn pineapple, to this day, one of my favorite Tarte palettes, but I digress. So I was really intrigued to try this palette because one, the color story was really adorable. And it's actually kind of funny because I have been really in a big neutral kick lately, which is like, who the fuck am I? I don't know. I was really excited to get this. It was just really fucking cute. And I missed out last year on the Sugar Cookie palette. I heard that shit was fucking baller. So I'm like, I need a little neutral shit in my life. This is what she looks like. I think she's really pretty and I love it. It's so good. You know, it's a normal run-of-the-mill boring ass neutral palette. There's like really nothing too crazy about it. Overall, you get 8 eyeshadows. You'll notice that these 2 are technically bigger than the remainder of the palette. One looks like it's pretty much your base color shade, or i.e. my skin color, and you get this really beautiful white shimmer that is really fucking pigmented, believe it or not. I mean, it's incredibly pigmented. This palette is like really perfect for the holidays and just honestly like an everyday palette. And this yellow shade is actually incredibly pigmented and probably my favorite yellow that I've ever had the pleasure of using when it comes to Too Faced. Fucking puts that goddamn honey palette to shame. There's another shadow in here. I found that there's a little bit of kick up, there's a little bit of fallout, but nothing too crazy. A lot of it's easy to clean. The shimmers actually worked really well with both a finger and a brush application, but definitely if you're using a brush, a little bit of setting spray actually makes it pop more, which is really nice. For Too Faced, the quality on this is really good, better than most of their palettes, which are usually like, oh, they're hit or miss. So I think definitely for the value of $25, it's worth it. You do get like a nice little array of eyeshadows in here, albeit very on the neutral side, but still something that you can actually use every day. I also like that the packaging is pretty sturdy on this, so it doesn't feel like it's going to flail open. You can actually have this in your bag and you could travel with it, which is really nice. The packaging is not cheap by any means. For me, the $25 value, while it is a little steep for a tiny eyeshadow palette, you do get 8 shadows when you say compare it to like Natasha Denona, who normally gives you 5 shadows, or even the Pat McGrath little $25 mini palette. This is actually pretty good for its value, considering makeup just keeps getting more and more and more and more and more and more fucking expensive. So I technically feel like it is worth it if you get it for $25. However, if you do wait for a sale, especially if you can get this for 20% off, then it makes it that much more worth it. But this is actually pretty good. I like that the colors actually blended very well together. They're actually incredibly pigmented, so I didn't feel like I needed to like build anything up, and everything worked together so seamlessly. I feel like this is going to be like the backup to like my mini nude palette from Natasha Denona. It's a basic ass bitch, but you're gonna get solid fucking looks with every time you use it. So I like it. Who the fuck am I? In any case, I totally like this. I think it's well worth the money, and yeah, if you do purchase this for yourself or for someone else, you'll be incredibly happy. The next product I want to talk about is from Natasha Denona, and it is the Mini Gold palette. Here's the thing. So Natasha Denona came out with 2 holiday releases, actually 3 holiday releases this year. The first one being the Metropolis palette, which if you haven't seen that review, I'll link it up in the corner. I ultimately returned that palette. I couldn't justify the price tag, especially when I was so like meh about it, to be honest, and I really tried to love that palette, and it was just something that I couldn't. It's actually kind of funny when Natasha Denona released her holiday line. At first, it was literally just this palette and this gold highlighter, and I lost my mind because I was like, this fucking green, I need to have it. Like, I need to have it now. Then the Metropolis palette came out, and I was like, okay, like, I'll get the Metropolis palette, and then, well, if you haven't seen that, again, it's linked in the corner, go check it out. But I was kind of, I don't know, like I was on the fence about getting this because I really didn't love the quality that was in the Metropolis palette. But I did remember that I love the Mini Nude palette. It's probably my favorite Natasha Denona palette. So I was very hopeful that I would love the quality in this. And can I tell you, boys and girls and toasters, I love it. And to me, this is the palette that I wanted Metropolis to be. And I know I keep saying this, but I really think from now on, I'm just gonna stick with the mini guys because I feel like these are more consistent in the terms of formula than say her other palettes. Even though I have the gold Natasha Denona palette, I just needed to get this because there's not a green in that palette, and this green is giving me fucking life. Oh my God. So this is actually what I have on my face today. And what I love about this palette is that essentially just a solid mini nude palette, but with that pop of olive green. And I love the fucking shimmers in this one so goddamn much. And I like that one of them is a duochrome. It's so pretty. Like that is such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. Let's put this. Oh, fuck me up. I want to be buried with that. They're fucking gorgeous. They are so fucking grungy. I feel like I need to start a fucking 90s alternative rock band. I love it. I'm happy to say that the durability on these guys lasts all fucking day. I don't get any sort of fading or cracking. There definitely is some fallout with this, but it really isn't the end of the world. Just do your eye makeup first and then your base later. But overall, everything kind of just blends together so seamlessly. There is nothing bad I can say about this palette. It's totally worth the money, especially for $25. Believe this is a limited edition holiday palette, so if I were you and you're interested in this color story, I would pick it up because this is fucking solid. Like I mentioned before, all the colors blended in very well together. The shimmer shades work very well with a finger application as well as a brush with some setting spray. But I definitely think, especially with kind of like the more grungier shades, I just like it with a finger application, which is really funny because I think from the beginning of my channel, I've always stated how much I really don't like it, but I feel like with these types of shadows, you have to. There's something about these shadows and just the feeling of being a slutty bog witch that I'm fucking living for. The only thing I will note though is that this is definitely a one-note palette. While you can use every shade to make your look like I'm showing you today, at the same time, you can only do so much with this because after a while, a lot of things kind of look the same. So this is definitely a really nice companion piece. Again, like a nice little stocking stuffer for yourself. That's probably my only complaint about it. Other than that, the quality is perfect. And if you like that grungy gold, dirty, disgusting look, then this is your bitch right here. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about Fenty. Now, Fenty actually had a couple of different holiday releases. One being this line, which this is called Hollow At Me, which is basically the Diamond Veil Part 2. Last year, as you guys know, they released the Diamond Veil, which is honestly one of those highlighters you either love or you fucking hate. Personally, I love it because I love looking like a glowy alien slut. And so I was very hopeful that this formula would be exactly the same as the original highlighter. Now, here's the deal with this. As soon as I swatched it, I noticed a huge difference. So this is the original Diamond Veil. So this is the original. Very glowy, very slutty-like. Like it's there, but it's not as vibrant as that one. So on this side, I actually just used it with a brush and then ultimately my finger, because that's the problem with this. I feel like when I use it with a brush, I don't get a payoff with it. Like I have to keep digging in about 7 fucking times for it to show up on my skin. But then when I do, I love this weird cyborg slut thing that I got going on. So on this side, I actually put it over existing highlighter. I used the Dior highlighter from the Dior face palette down first, which is basically like a white highlighter. And then with a finger, I put this on top of it, and I like how it looks more on this side than this side. I think if you liked last year's highlighter, I don't think you're going to like this year's highlighter just based off the consistency alone and the fact that this is way more pigmented than this. And this, of course, I believe is just available year round. So if I were you and you were interested in picking up any of these highlighters, I'd still say stick with the original. Unless you really like this pink cyborg look, then I say go for it. But if you are really still torn, I would say go to the store and swatch them, because consistency wise, I feel like they're going to look very different on skin. Like if you have texture, for example, I feel like this might enhance it. So something to kind of keep in mind. Am I upset that I have this in my collection? No, because I like looking like a cyborg slut, so I'm okay with that. But I just know that I have to kind of pair this with something else to make it pop. If I were you, I would skip out on it. It's not really worth it, I don't think. I feel like Fenty has much better highlighters than this, but yeah, it is what it is. So with that said, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below how you feel about any of these makeup releases. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you so mad that they're teasing holiday shit in September to October? Because I am. They're not even allowing Halloween to live. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. God damn it, guys. In any case, let me know down below how you feel, because I love hearing from you guys. And with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Discord. On Thursdays, we have a podcast called The Miserable 3. And sometimes I'm on my husband's Twitch channel where I like to make horrible decisions. Everything that is on my face, along with where you can buy my merch, will be listed down below. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Happy holidays!